Bitcoin, is it useless or not? Now, ordinarily, a 10th anniversary is a cause for celebration and reflection. But there were a few accolades for Bitcoin in 2018. That year, Bitcoin celebrated 10 years since Satoshi Nakamoto introduced the digital currency in response to the global financial crisis. By decentralizing the financial ecosystem, Nakamoto attempted to shift the balance of power from a selected group of financial institutions to the wider public. But has Bitcoin proven to be useless, or is it an innovation delivering its promise of changing the world of finance as we know it? Let's talk about some of the arguments for and against Bitcoin's usefulness. Now, the case for Bitcoin, investment opportunities. The years 2020 through 2022 were particularly tumultuous years for the entire cryptocurrency industry. At the beginning of 2020, Bitcoin traded at about $7,000. By January 2021, its price had risen to more than $40,000, creating lots of interest in it as an asset class. By November, its price rose nearly 71% to a high of $68,789, only to fall again to less than $33,000 in June 2021. But the Bitcoin price picked up steam in late 2022 and investors are getting back on the bandwagon. Its market cap dropped to as low as $305 billion in November 2022, when then it began a stumbling climb to more than $588 billion by April 2023, although it fell to $503 billion in May. Now, many investors and traders find Bitcoin an exciting but risky opportunity. For those with a higher risk tolerance and money they can afford to lose, it can be a rewarding investment. Now, use cases and affordability. Bitcoin development in recent years within this ecosystem have boosted thought that the blockchain and virtual currency have staying power. Various technological advancements mean that cryptocurrency could be used in retail transactions in the future. The number of Lightning Network nodes within Bitcoin's network has continued to multiply, including cross-chain swaps. Cross-chain swaps allow users to trade a token from one blockchain for a token from another blockchain without the hassle of selling the first coin, then buying the next one. The Bitcoin ecosystem also continues to grow, including a suite of products that expand its range of use cases. In addition to trading with Bitcoin, you can use it as a collateral for loans or to buy jewelry. Many small and mid-sized businesses have also begun using Bitcoin to make wire transfers because it reduces middleman fees. The case against Bitcoin. Bitcoin's identity crisis is largely to blame for its volatility. It was originally designed as an international currency and as a mechanism for daily transactions that could seamlessly cross national borders, except it didn't turn out that way. Illicit activity. Now, over the years, Bitcoin's use in money laundering and illegal activities has grown, although it isn't as severe as it's often advertised. In 2022, most of the illicit activities using Bitcoin were theft, avoidance actions, that's 43% of illicit activity, and scam. Darknet market use, child abuse material, and terrorism financing made up a tiny fraction of the 0.24% of the cryptocurrency transactions that were illicit. Now, price bubbles. The first challenge relates to the bubble in Bitcoin's prices. Several Bitcoin bubbles have burst, and it remains to be seen whether the current record high price will remain. Previous Bitcoin bubble occurred in 2018, 2019, and 2021. During each of these instances, the price followed a parabolic curve, a sharp increase in valuation that was immediately followed by an equally precipitous decline. Now, during each of these bubbles, Bitcoin's value rose by thousands of dollars and attracted significant retail capital. Now, thin liquidity volumes played a major part in boosting Bitcoin's price in these bubbles. Now, the regulations. But the biggest change in Bitcoin's future could come from regulations. The Securities and Exchange Commission has repeatedly denied most requests for Bitcoin exchange traded funds, ETFs, with only a few instruments making it to exchanges. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies remain a prominent topic of discussion at Fintech conferences, in legislative meetings, and among legislators worldwide. The European Union introduced legislation for a legal framework among its member countries to assist in Bitcoin crypto tracking transactions to help prevent illicit activity and introduce consumer protection measures. However, it is likely to be several years before there are any reliable, quantifiable results on the legislation's effect. Regulators in Canada tightened stablecoin regulations in February 2023, causing the popular exchange Binance to later withdraw its services for Canadians. Bitcoin's price wavered slightly after the Binance announcement, but it appeared to rebound the following day. Other countries are also working on legislations, but it is difficult to say how far they will go to address concerns on protecting the public and preventing illicit uses. Now, why does no one use Bitcoin? Well, many people are using Bitcoin. Crypto analysis firm Chainalysis found that global crypto adoption in 2022 remained higher than in previous years, with the most crypto use being on centralized exchanges, followed by decentralized finance exchanges. Now, the firm's findings on retail use of crypto in countries around the world suggest that in many areas, Bitcoin and crypto are being used for retail purposes rather than investing. Is Bitcoin a waste of resources? Whether Bitcoin is a waste or not is a subjective argument. One side says too much energy is being used to create currency. Another says the energy footprint is less than the current financial network. Some reports discuss Bitcoin as a savior for those without access to traditional financial services. Others argue against that. Now, is all Bitcoin worthless now? Well, Bitcoin hasn't been worthless since it was first introduced, but it is still in its discovery phase. This means that investors, consumers, businesses, scientists, and government are still exploring the uses and value. Now, the bottom line is that Bitcoin has seen its share of defenders and attackers, all raising excellent points. But determining whether Bitcoin is useless depends on what people at the individual level think about it. It is useless to someone skeptical about storing value, using it as a payment method, or developing solutions on its blockchain. Conversely, it is very useful and valuable to someone who enjoys speculating and betting on price changes. Someone who needs an alternative to traditional financial services might also find Bitcoin very useful. What all of this means is that in the end, it is up to you to decide whether it is useless or not.